God's free knowledge is compatible with free will.
No, I'm not a whatever the fuck that was. Cool. So we have the same stance on theology, at least. What about abortion?
Well, that's theism. That's not theology in general. That's what I'm asking. Free will or determinant. Like a deist or something else.
No, I'm not Catholic, but I'm a classical theist. The thing is, most classical theists, like, if they hold the right view, like ADS, and they hold stuff like the Trinity is necessary, which I personally do, you'll end up agreeing with the Catholics, which we agree because I basically believe in the same shit. Yet I'm not ready to convert, so that's why I'm not a Catholic yet. So I don't think there's a point in debating theology. What other shit do you do?
You can do.
Actually, you know what? Should I devil's advocate this nigga, Chan?
If you think he's if you think he's that ass, bro, you can do whatever you want, bro.
I bet. I can devil's advocate you. I can say I don't think that there exists an intelligent creator for everything.
By the way, Single Phoenix e-sex me. I have it on rec.
What the fuck? Yeah, but I'll just devil's advocate then. I don't think there exists an intelligent, like, God-like being,
Okay.
Come on, give me your argument.
Give me a second. Which one should I use? I'll use this one. Side chat.
Can't say so hard.
Side chat. Let's see. P1, things either subsist by themselves or by another. What do you mean things either subsist by itself or by another?
They sustain themselves or sustained by another.
No, but I know, but like, do you mean they begin to exist or do you mean they just continue on living by itself or by
continue?
another?
That's why I said sustain.
Continue to be. So, for example, let's take the analogy of a rock. How does it subsist? Like by
You're gonna
itself?
ask me how a rock subsists? Well, a rock is composite,
I'm asking you a question
subsists
so
by
I can
another,
understand
but
your
that's not.
perspective.
A rock would be composite, so it subsists by another. That's premise two.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about composition. Okay. Composite things do not subsist by themselves. Composite things subsist by another. The causal chain either infinite.
Where the fuck did he send the argument?
Okay, it's inside chat. Okay, I see. So first, you're trying to say that things are either composite or things are either absolutely like divine. They have no composition at all.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Read my premises.
That's literally things either subsist by itself or another. Do you not understand what that means? If something is either composite or non-composite, if it's non-composite, then it subsists by itself, and if it's composite, it subsists by another.
There's that would follow from our argument, but don't say that's what our argument.
The nigga, that's a formal distinction, but like realistically, they're the same. But okay, P2.
You said there's a real identity between the two.
I said that's a formal distinction if you define composition in that way. Like that's not a real distinction.
Formal distinction in what way? Like a scholastic way?
No, scholastic view.
If you're saying it's a formal distinction, then you're positing some real identity between what?
Can I like read your argument? I already told you what I mean by like what a formal distinction is.
The formal distinction between what though?
Dude, formal distinction between things subsisting by itself or another, or things being composite or absolutely divine. Now, can I read your argument?
Do you think simplicity and composite is only formally distinct?
No. Oh, no! I said your premise one... Can you shut up so I can actually tell you? I said your premise one would be formally distinct from another statement, which would just be things are either composite or non-composite. Because to be non-composite, to have no composition, is to subsist by yourself, and to not subsist by yourself, to subsist by another, is to be composite. Now, can I read your argument? Thank you. Okay. I don't understand like P2 though. You think, what do you mean by composite things don't subsist by themselves? You mean they're composed so they have to depend on their like composition to exist?
Yeah.
So like, what would you say if someone said like, I believe something can lose its end? Yet, actually, what do you mean? Do you mean like an identity to remain itself, or do you mean to remain its ontology?
Remain itself.
To be itself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The causal chain. Well, what do you mean? Okay, P3 already doesn't follow. What's it called? The previous conclusion. That was a crazy stutter because P3 says that the causal chain is either infinite or there's a first member. Yet, what is there a causal chain from? The amount of like composite things
From the
inside of
thing
a
subsisting
composite.
by another.
So you're saying composite? No, but composite things like subsisting by another is to say that composite things are contingent, right? So you're saying there's an inherent causal chain, so each composite thing is caused by another. You missed like a
This
premise,
argument is
but
invalid
okay.
as fuck.
Yeah, no, you missed like a
Definitely
premise, my
not.
nigga, because you said composite things do not subsist by themselves, and you said that in the sense that they're dependent on their quote unquote parts to exist. Yet you never said that they're dependent on something external to themselves to exist. That was just not mentioned.
Their parts are something other than them.
I know, but do their parts cause them?
To cause them to subsist. And it causes
Okay,
them
but do they cause to exist?
to subsist in that way, yes.
Okay, but do they cause them to exist? Like begin to exist?
I don't have to make a claim on that right now. Like it is.
Okay, then the causal chain analogy would then just be horribly retarded, fucking
What
dog
makes you
shit.
say that? No,
Want to know why? Well, yeah, no, it would, because in a causal chain you're usually talking about the new effect that begins to exist, and like that creates this effect,
which is
all
it
that. When you
is
have a
this,
causal
which is
chain, for
this
example,
causes.
yeah, I know, but hold on. This quote unquote thing that is also a part of the composite thing, by the way, isn't even external to the composite thing. It's internal, yet it's distinct in identity or relation or ontology. That's not it being external to. Hold on, that's not it being external to it. It being internal to it. So one, that's a blunder you made. That are outside of this composite thing. We're talking about something like, for example, if you have a human being who is composite, obviously he began to exist, but the question is, how did he begin to exist? Oh, you can't just say, oh, he began to exist because his composite parts had to have caused him. That makes no sense. He began to exist because his mother and his father obviously made intimacy and then bring him up into existence by the sperm meeting the egg. Pretty fucking simple. So like the whole composite like part that can follow, but then it doesn't follow in the sense of a causal chain, which is what you started going for after P3.
Yeah, the causal chain would be a causal chain can follow from effects as well. It doesn't have to be just causing to be, right? So
I don't
even if
think
we
you
talk about the
understood
parts,
what I said. You
let me
kind of
finish.
conceded to me.
Let me
You just
finish.
conceded.
Let
You
me
just
finish.
fucking conceded.
I didn't concede. So
No, because you're saying the causal, because you said the causal like chain can follow or follows from effects and all that and the causes. I was talking about this originally and saying the causes and effects for the thing's existence is external to the composite thing. Okay, the cause has to be external to it, whereas something that's a part of the composite thing is internal to it. Do you not see the fucking distinction, nigga? And you just fucking
it
conceded
can
by
be
granting to me.
intrinsic to it.
Hold
It
on,
doesn't
and you
matter.
just conceded by granting to me that the cause of this composite thing is external to the composite thing, not internal. So it's not the part. So P3 doesn't follow from the first conclusion, you dumbass.
Okay, then. Yeah, I was
Go
gonna get
ahead.
there. So why you're cutting me off and you misunderstand my whole argument. So even if I grant you the fact that these things don't receive from anything extrinsic, I wasn't claiming that in the first place. What I was claiming was that it's intrinsic parts. If you want to use intrinsic in that sense, sure, it's intrinsic. These intrinsic parts is what cause
Okay.
its subsistence. That you
No,
have
okay. I got a
something
question for
giving a
you. Do you
thing to
think?
another.
Sure, I have a question for you. So, do you think that these intrinsic parts cause the thing that they're intrinsic to begin
That
to exist? To
that's
subsist
not relevant
something's
here.
existence is not the same as making it begin to exist, making it reduce from potentiality to actuality. They're not the same.
It's fine. I don't say that they're the same.
Okay, so then the P3 doesn't follow, because when we talk about a causal chain and when we talk about like a first member in a causal chain, we're originally talking about a being that caused a whole new ontology that is composite, and that new composite ontology caused another, and then you have a finite amount of these contingent things, and the cause of this finite amount of contingent things would be the one true non-composite causer. But that doesn't apply here, because when you talk about a causal chain inside of a composite thing, then the first member, or like the ultimate member, would be the thing that is composed, because that's the thing to begin with that has these like these parts in it. Yet you're saying that it doesn't, like, or you're not talking about an external cause. So like, what's the whole point of bringing in the causal chain? Like, what the fuck? Like, and the conclusion doesn't even follow if that's what you're talking about, by the way, because you said there is a being that subsists by itself and gives all things sustenance, or whatever the fuck you said. But
You're
if this
making
is, hold on, but if that's what you're saying, then that doesn't follow from any of the premises, because your premises, as you just granted, we're talking about causes and effect internal to the composite thing. So how does it affect external to the composite thing? Unless you were to directly concede to me that you have to be talking about the external thing.
data. Yeah, I know. To address that endpoint there, because you're making multiple points. Yes. In the beginning, it's talking about intrinsic parts, but I am positing one extrinsic thing at least one extrinsic thing. We're gonna get there. And the other objection you were talking about, causal chain usually meaning causing to be. Well, I don't know what field you come from. That could be true in your background, but I don't really care.
That's
I
what a
told
causal
you when I
chain
mean,
is,
let me
causing to
finish.
be.
Let me finish. When I
That's what a
say a
causal
causal
chain is,
chain,
causing
I
to
just mean a
be.
cause and an effect that are linked together.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
I
No,
give
that's the
my
thing of
brother
that's the thing of
water
making
bottle,
an
I'm causing
effect or
him.
causing.
Can someone
This
mute this
nigga's
nigga,
so
bro?
ass.
Yeah.
Go
So when I
ahead.
talk about a causal chain, I'm talking about causing an effect to another, right? So if I hand my brother water,
Hmm.
I'm causing him to have water. So if this happens, if there's a chain that links to this, we'll call it a causal chain. That's my semantics of causal chain. So
Okay,
you saying
cool.
this
And I'm
is
saying, if I was to grant this causal chain, right, you wouldn't be proving the existence or the truth of your conclusion. It wouldn't follow. Want to know why? Because the causal chain you're talking about is internal to the composite thing rather than external to the composite thing, which will like apply to all of reality. So something internal to it, being a causal chain, would just mean it has an infinite amount of parts, but it doesn't have an infinite amount of parts. It has a finite amount of parts. Cool. Now, this finite amount of parts is either infinite or non-infinite. It's not infinite. So apparently, you conclude that instead of it having a finite amount of parts and there being one composite entity or something, you conclude that there's a first causer. Like, my nigga, do you not see how that doesn't follow? For the conclusion to follow, you necessarily have to be talking about things external to the composite thing. I hope you realize cause and effect external to it.
you
Previously,
didn't
you
listen
fucking
to
said
it.
no.
You didn't listen to anything I
Okay,
said. What I said
I didn't address
was
anything you
talking
said.
about
Can you
one
repeat what I said,
extrinsic
just to
thing.
just to be clear, just to be
About
clear,
one
so I can say
extrinsic
that you
thing. I
understood
didn't
it.
say all intrinsic, right? So your last
This
objection
nigga's
saying you
so
have to be talking
retarded.
about something
This
extrinsic, I
nigga's
grant to
so
that already.
retarded.
So you saying it would
This
lead
nigga's
to
so
an infinite
retarded.
regression of parts? No, that doesn't mean it leads to an infinite regression of parts. Because what I'm saying is ultimately,
What the fuck?
Yo,
Yo, so you
sucks.
think you think
let me
you think if there's
let
an
me
infinite amount
finish.
of parts which cause the composite
I
thing,
didn't.
which is what
You
you
said a
previously
term.
already conceded. No, you already granted this. I hope you realize. I even asked
No,
you
I
and
didn't.
this was exactly what you said. Yes, you did. You want to go back on the rec, and if we catch you lying, then you just concede? You want to agree to that?
So
Well,
that's there's
Well,
no.
No,
I'm
do you
not
want to agree to
saying
that? Do you want
you
to agree to that? If we go back on the rec and catch you lying, you concede.
no, because I don't care to go back in the rec. You can go look in the rec if you want.
but
I'm
No,
not
but
I'm
his
saying
thing
asking
was
you,
anything.
if
it's
I
like
go
above tier
back on
three.
the rec and I see you lying, do you concede?
No, I'm not lying. But it doesn't matter
Why?
anyway.
I'm
Because you
stuttering
clearly
now.
backtracked, you fucking dumbass. That's why. Nigga
I mean,
said, I
you
don't think there's an
can
infinite regress. I don't think it's a cause and effect. I don't think the internal things to the composite thing is causing the. Shut the fuck up. You already granted that these internal things that are internal to the composite things is the chain or the causal chain you're referring to. But how does that causal chain of a composite thing refer to a causal chain in reality? It doesn't. It's only a
It
causal
does
chain
refer to
within.
version.
Oh, it does? Go ahead, explain how.
Yeah, because these things are really composite. They're not really simple, right?
Bro, that doesn't answer the question. My question was, how does the
We're
quote
talking.
unquote
Then
causal
it's
chain
talking
wait,
about something in reality.
I said, how does the causal chain, which is inside of the composite thing, which is making the composite thing subsist, how does that directly correlate to the causal chain that go on in all of reality? And you just said, because this thing is actually and really causal, it is really composite. How does that address what I said? How does that answer my
Repeat
question?
yourself?
Repeat myself? Like,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure your
if you
question was
can't track,
prove this
like,
causal chain was real, right? And not saying prove this causal chain is real. I'm like, okay.
that was my question. Is that what you think? That was my
Yes, that's what I
question.
heard.
That was my
Yes.
question. That was my.
Yeah.
This nigga's a retard. If we go back on the rec right now, right, and that wasn't my question. Can you say, "Free, I lost the debate. I'm so sorry, Daddy. I'm tier 5. Please let me suck your dick." Are you gonna say that? If I go back on the rec right now, nigga, right fucking now, and I see what the fuck I said, and it's not me asking you to prove that a
This
causal
shit is
chain
not
exists.
rhetorical, gang. Oh my mama.
If I go back,
Oh
is
God, this
it
shit not
really?
rhetorical.
Am I really gonna hear
You have
that
a
shit?
speech impediment.
Ryan, shut your lisp having ass up. This is no rhetorical. Go get fucked by your fucking army sergeant, nigga. Suck my dick.
It's
Regardless,
literally
though,
not rhetoric, bro.
as I was saying though, like if I go back on the rec and I talk about like
I don't
me,
care if
like
you're going back on the
being
rec.
less. Okay, cool. So do you concede? Do you concede then if I go back on the rec
No.
and see that you were lying? Do you concede?
No.
No.
Neither way.
So are you saying you didn't back check then if I go back on the rec and I see that you're lying?
I'm telling you, no, I didn't.
The argument doesn't. Honestly, the argument doesn't follow this. It sucks, bro.
Like that, like 10 times I said this. How does it even answer the question? Also, you bringing back a question I previously asked, which wasn't even my question. My question was, how does the causal chain, which is inside of the composite thing, equivalent to a causal chain that would be inside of reality? How are the two intertwined or the same, or have the same conclusion, or can be equivalent to be the same?
What it means, the causal chain, is that there's a real effect produced, right? There's a real cause and there's a real effect. If that's the case, then there's a real causal chain, because those are things that make up the causal chain. So if we're talking about a real part and a real whole, then the causal chain would be real by virtue of both of its parts being real. Right?
Sure, I'm not. No one is disagreeing with the causal chain existing. Get this shit out of your head, nigga. I don't know why you're having this tracking issue.
Why would that mean
translate to a causal chain inside of reality? Are you retarded, man? Listen, let's say you have not in the sense that it exists, but rather in the sense that you know how there's a causal chain in reality. So, for example, if I pick my phone up and then I drop it, that's like a cause and effect. Let's say there's a causal chain just like this in reality. That's what I'm referring to. The causal chain, that which is in reality about the totality of all things that are caused and affected. Then how does that correlate, or how is that equatable to the causal chain inside of the composite entity that you're referring to, that you're saying is composite? For example, if I have a house and I'm talking about the causes and effects or the causal chain inside that house, that would not be equatable to saying the causal chain of the whole universe, because obviously there would be like more causes, more effects in the universe than there would be in the simple like one house, and there would be more things to take into account, especially in this context.
Why was that analogy relevant? What are you even trying to say, bro?
Because I was talking about this nigga so ass. This nigga.
Nigga's talking about houses and universe.
You want to conclude?
This nigga's ass.
You want to conclude? Do you want to conclude? Do you just want to conclude? Do you just want to conclude, bro? That was just horrible. It was just horrible.
Ryan.
Why you calling him Ryan? That nigga is not gonna save you.
You know Ryan cooked down to Clorox, right? He was a bitch, nigga. Ryan can suck my dick, nigga.
Exactly.
Anyways, suck my dick, nigga. Listen, Whyfun.
Can
you just shut the fuck up and answer the question? If you're not gonna answer it, then just let's conclude. Because we're not gonna progress forward. There's no point of arguing. There's no point of having this debate if you're not gonna talk with me properly. And you're just gonna go, oh, what are you saying? I don't even understand. Like the analogy I gave is perfectly fine. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Analogy
you said it's disanalogous.
I'm saying
no, I'm saying you're referring to the causal chain which goes on within a composite entity. So for example, let's say a human, whereas I'm talking about the causal chain which refers to everything that is caused and affected in reality. So in the example of a house, which only is a part of reality and only a portion of reality, a causal chain within this portion would not be equivalent to the rest of the portion inside of reality, including that previous portion. They're not identical. That was the analogy, you fucking dumbass. Now can you respond?
Exactly. Clog them free.
Can you respond now?
I just answered you. If you didn't keep
yelling. No, you didn't. No, the fuck you didn't. You were saying it's disanalogous and it's a category error. I just explained on how it's not, and you just said I just defeated you like a fucking dumbass. Now, can you respond? Like, please.
This is embarrassing. You suck.
mean, if you weren't over talking, then you would have heard what I said. But we can end it there.
I heard what you said. It's not like I literally just fucking attacked it, nigga. I just attacked it. I showed you it's not a category area. Category analogy was fucking
single.
Like,
Do you want to defend? Hold on. Wait, single. Do you want to defend Whyfun's argument? Michael.
Like that shit was fucking ass.
Yeah, but defend his argument, bitch.
Hi, single penis. Hi, single penis. Oh my god.
Bro, Ryan, you came to my amp server for amp. Shut up, nigga! Shut up! Shut up, nigga! You for that nigga begging me for amps, nigga. Shut up, nigga. Stop spinning for your friend. He's ass. Listen.
Henry. We can pull out screenshots right now. Screenshots.
Yo, you want to pull out a recording, nigga? Or you cucking down the Clorox, nigga? You want that shit, nigga? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Damn, nigga.
You're right, bro.
I wanna learn from Clorox because Clorox is such a good debater. He's such a good debater. Let me learn from Clorox.
Bro,
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Stop making tier lists, bro.
What was his tier list, bro? No, I'm joking. Don't be for Whyfun, bro. He's retarded.
I ain't do nothing to get this treatment, bro. That shit lame, bro.
Niggas tripping off of Whyfun, nigga.
That shit lame,
natural
bro.
log theory.
I might
incompatible,
bro. That nigga Whyfun saying pretty bad.
You cannot say nigga.
He's trolling, but yeah.
You can't say nigga, bro. Don't say that shit again. If you say that shit again, I'm taking your wife.
Nigga.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Check your DM.
Single Phoenix.
Everybody gonna take that, bro. Take that.
Yeah, I fucked his wife.